4 miles every 4 hours event here at Fort Jackson, South Carolina on the 21st of November 2024. This is the second time they've ever held the event here at Fort Jackson. So I'm going to give you just a little running data, and I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to throw some data up on the screen. For the first run, I went out really conservatively for the first 4 miles. The average pace was 8 minutes and 11 seconds with an 8:26, an 8:43, an 8:08, and a 7:23. And now I'd like to look at heart rate. This is from the first run where the pace was 8 minutes and 11 seconds per mile. As you can see, 151 beats per minute was the average, but it did get up to 170. And as I went along, I did increase the pace, so that makes sense, as I went from 8:26 to a 7:27, gradually increasing the pace throughout the whole run, which just kind of happened naturally. But if you look at the second run, where the average pace was 6:49, the maximum heart rate was a little lower. Now the beats per minute were about 4 higher, but the difference here is an 8:11 pace and an 8:49 pace. So as I get used to running, as anyone gets used to running in the day, as you get warmed up, it just becomes a little easier. That being said, you can see that I was running 8:55 is considered threshold. So for 25 minutes of the run, it was threshold. Here's a look at the breakdown of the second mile, the second segment of this: 8:33, 8:44, 8:56, 7 minutes on the end. That's chalked up to, it's a big downhill at the beginning of the race, so I just kind of let myself flop down that downhill, and that's got a lot to do with why those paces change like this. Now we start out at the Timothy Soldier Fitness Center. It's like a health and wellness center for soldiers. You can get mental health services. People do a great job there. We start out there at the green arrow, and as we go down, you can see that's the big downhill, and then the bottom of that is where it curves. For those who've had basic training, Victory Tower is off just to the right of this course, and a couple of your basic training complexes are going to be on the left and right. This is just an aerial view, and we'll continue out Dixie Road. Again, you can see the tracks, the basic training complexes, and as we turn off here to the right, it kind of crests just past that 3 at a hill and starts beginning downhill, and then continues to it becomes flat again where it turns off onto the range road. So this heads out to the ranges that you can see at the right there, and then it begins. You can see the ranges on the right, at the far right where the 2 mile sign is. So that's kind of like where our turnaround point is. That's what I've been using. And I plan on going up slightly faster than the 6:49 that I did now, either the next time or the time after that. And then I plan on pulling it back, really getting into the camaraderie side of this, and just trying to enjoy it. Next race is in 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'll update you then.